What's up, everybody? It's Izzy, and in this video I'm going to be talking about some of my personal training goals, what I'm hoping to accomplish this year and things of that nature. So I am switching coaches, as I mentioned on Instagram, or if you didn't see that, I'll be working with Joey Flex from Flex Training Systems. And before anybody wonders, I had no problems with the coaching that I was getting from Joe Sullivan. It was great programming. I set a lifetime PR of over 600-pound deadlift. I deadlifted 275 kilos, and that 600-plus deadlift was, something I'd been chasing for, ever since I began lifting. And I learned some things from Joe that I'll definitely be carrying forward, into future training. However, Joey can confirm this. I've been on his wait list for like 4 months, 3 or 4 months. And so when a slot opened up, since he was kind of the first person, my first choice, I had to take advantage of the opportunity and fill up that slot. So if you guys don't know who Joey Flex is, I'd be really surprised. Either that or you're just not following the IPF at all. He's worked with, just a ton of great lifters, particularly in the USAPL. It's really too long to list, but he's worked with John Hack, Jesse Norris, Sean Noriega, and I'm super excited to work with Joey because of that. He's just got a great track record of taking IPF lifters to the next level, and that's where I want to be, is a nationally competitive lifter in the USAPL. And I really feel like Joey is the guy that can help get me there, especially just seeing what he's done with other lifters. Like, it's just, it's a good fit. I know what his programming style is like from following so many people that work with him, and it's how I prefer to train. It's how I really like to train. So I'm just really excited about that, and I'll be starting next week. This week I'm kind of just dicking around, as you'll be really seeing this video. I'm doing some moderate singles. Some of them got a little heavier than I wanted, but what I'm really just trying to do is stay relatively trained and go into the next week with low fatigue. So I'm kind of just doing singles with no back off volume at all. On the other front, my long-term goal is to compete at 74 kilos, which is the 163-pound weight class. Considering that I'm 5'6", or a little over 5'6", actually, I'm about 170 centimeters tall, 169 I think last time I measured. So for me, I think the best option is to kind of be a heavier 163 lifter and cut a good amount of weight to make that weight class, versus being a bit chunkier 83 kilo lifter. I've already been lifting for 5, 6, 7 years, and I don't know how much more muscle I can put on to really fill out the 83 kilo class, and I have a long ways to go to fill out that class. I know when I talked to Joey about it initially, he told me he wants me to make some gains at 83 kgs first, which is a 183-pound weight class, and then reevaluate, whether or not I go down to 74. So I'm going to do whatever he says, but long-term, ideally for me, I would like to compete as a 74-kilo lifter. So I've been dieting now for like 10 weeks. I started at 204 pounds, so about 92.5 kilos. I'm down to 187, less than 187 in morning weight. So I'm waking up, just under 85 kilos nowadays. So as you can see, lost quite a bit of weight. However, I still think I can lose more. My waist is 35 inches, and I have no idea what that is in centimeters, to be honest with you. But I've been able to get down as low as, 32 on my waist without being too lean and it affecting my performance significantly in a negative way. So I do think that I do have enough fat to lose, basically, to continue on down to 74 kilos. At 187, I'm probably like 17-18% body fat, and I think I can drop another 5 or 6% body fat and compete at 74. So that's what I'm trying to do. But like I said, I will just listen to what Joey says, and we'll see how that goes. So far though, I'm really happy with the diet results. I haven't lost too much strength at all, and even my deadlift has even gone up, and I don't think I've lost a ton of muscle, just based on the measurements and the mirror and everything. So I couldn't be going too much better on that front. But long term, yeah, my goal is to compete at 74 kilos. Anyway, training wise, I'm nothing really new right now. I have been using a deadlift bar for quite some time, so you're going to see me doing more stiff bar stuff because, of course, I'm looking to do a USAPL meet soon, so I need to get used to that again. And the only other training news really is that I'm trying to learn hook grip, and I kind of feel like I've got it figured out. It took me really only a few sessions And it's, you know, a little painful, but that's it. I mean, I've gotten it to the point where it feels really secure, so I'm happy about that, as it eliminates some of the windmilling problems that I had with the mixed grip. And overall, yeah, I'm just looking forward for the rest of the year to hopefully getting a qualifying meet done to do nationals next year. And hopefully I can continue on down to 74 kilos without losing a ton of strength. But you know, it looks like I'll probably be doing a meet or two at 83 kilos first. And that's it. You know, that's where my training is at. I'm in the middle of a diet. I'm transitioning to working with a new coach, but I am working towards, you know, doing a USAPL meet sometime this year. And you know, long term, I'm really hoping to figure out whatever it takes to be internationally competitive in the IPF. And that's really my biggest goal, is to, you know, hopefully one day be able to represent the U.S. in some sort of IPF meet. Hopefully, you know, ideally, one day I'll be able to represent the U.S. at IPF Worlds. But anyways, guys, that's the video. If you have any questions for me about things that I'm doing in my training or what my goals are in long term or anything related to that topic, you know, feel free to ask in the comments. I'll be more than happy to let you know. Anyways, as always, my friends, good luck with your training and have a nice day. Peace.